defeats the first two games, but they bounced back thanks to Mr. Glenn Maxwell, who I will now dub Mr. Supernatural, because the way this man bats now, it's unbelievable. He scored a brilliant 100 and took Australia from the brink of defeat once again. And Australia won with the last ball, and he struck 104 not out. He scored 100 in just 47 balls. I think it is the joint fastest in the T20 cricket. I think he has about 4 centuries now in T20. So Glenn Maxwell, really, it was a magnificent, can't find words to describe the performance, because it was all left to him, just like he did against Afghanistan when he scored his double century and saved Australia in the World Cup just recently concluded. Here he is in another tournament and once again saving Australia with that brilliant 100. We understand that the English are here as well in the Caribbean. England just going, having a depressing time in the World Cup. I think they placed it about 2 before the last or somewhere. They're very, remember, 8th or somewhere there. And they are in the Caribbean to play, I think, 3 one-day super 50 overs, and there'll be 5, I think, T20. So we're in for some limited overs cricket in the Caribbean. Sunday is the first match at England against West Indies in Super 50, right, August? 50 overs.
It's Sunday morning, 9:30.
It's 50 overs.
50 overs. They are free Sunday, Wednesday, next week.
Right, 3 of them. So they're playing 3 ODIs and 5 T20s, and they're back in the Caribbean. So these guys, they are professional cricketers. They haven't much time. They are globe trotters, really. England, just a couple of days ago, they left India. Now they're in the Caribbean to play against West Indies. And of course, we have the news that Darren Bravo, I was confused doing that. That's Darren Bravo, the man who was left out, surprisingly, from the West Indies team, has announced, I think I heard it over the air, that he would not be considering playing international cricket at the moment or at this juncture. I think he's very, very disappointed being omitted, rightly so as well, from the West Indies teams. I think the Dr. Shallow is the president of the West Indies board, was saying that there is no age limit or age criterion for selection. I think he was replying to the chairman of selectors, Dr. Desmond Haynes, who was saying that they were considering that Darren Bravo was probably old, about 38 by the time the next World Cup comes. But as Locke Sebastian said recently, a guy called Otley, who is on the team, is just a few months younger than Darren Bravo. And Bravo played superlatively well, and I'm sure he was shocked to have been omitted. But we shall explore all these things. But to dominate our sports wrap today would be the news that the match is earmarked for Dominica. The T20 World Cup will not be taking place. And that's very, very disappointing news indeed. Locke Sebastian.
Yeah, good night, Ozzy. Yes. But another slight thing, the irony of the Bravo thing is that Haynes played for West Indies till he was 40 years of age.
Repeat that. The irony of
Haynes saying that Bravo at 34, looking
will be too old at next World Cup.
For the West Indies
at 40. But there you go.
So I just want to bring that out.
What if Dr. Keith Shadow's rebuttal to this whole thing?
The only thing I find as president, maybe he threw the Haynes under the bus.
Yeah, he threw him
under the bus.
He said there's no criterion about age, there's no limit for age. So where does Desmond Haynes get it from?
Well, I don't think they'd be satisfied if Haynes.
But it's always so Locke. I love Haynes, a great opening batsman, nice fella. I know him, but just seeing him for all those years, following his cricket and so on. But I know he has to come across like a guy who speaks constructively.
A lot of times his comment, in fact, Ozzy, It was earlier this year. He said that he spoke highly of Darren Bravo after the 4-day competition. So to hear him now, another he said he played until he was 40. By the way,
40.
Yeah. So to come now and say, guy, 24. So I guess it doesn't big. By the way, Shane Dorish resigned today.
Shane Dorish
from international cricket. Yeah.
What?
With no reason, because he's in Antigua. He's on the squad.
Yes.
For Sundays, the free match ODI. He resigned today from international cricket.
Yes.
We don't know why. And you know, Aussie today, I switched on the TV on ESPN today. Nicholas Puran is going to spin for the T10 in Abu Dhabi, you know.
Yes.
He plays for a team there.
Yes.
And himself, what's his name?
Abu Dhabi League.
And the T10, there's a T10 going on in Abu Dhabi. But West Indies playing cricket on Sunday, but Nicholas Puran is elsewhere. So it tells you, whole day is over there as well. So a lot of going on in West Indies cricket. You don't even know what the hell is going on.
Definitely.
But a lot going on. We come to our main eventers. But did you hear about this twinning business with China and certain villages in Dominica? Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't heard about that.
Well, first you have Roseau, the lady from Roseau.
Cricket?
No, twinning. Twinning with Chinese people. Hear this, you know. I'm hearing the guy from...
I heard about it,
yes. The guy from St. Joseph is saying it will bring rewards to St. Joseph. No, he's the parrot, you know. Somebody else was in China signing some other thing, but so you wonder if people on their own just doing these things. In fact, I don't know if you heard Ozzy, a lady saying she spent $150,000 in Lubia. No, the lady said
a pal rep
say
for Newton.
I spent $150 on the Lubia playing field. Now, this is the same lady who told people to break the law, go and swim on people, and come and vote, you know. So
$150,000 for small goal football,
and then the
6-a-side.
Let me see if I get it so you hear this lady speaking this nonsense. I mean, she said, I spent it, you know. Like, it's her money, her larger chest. Let's see if we can hear her. Let's see if we can. No, that's not it. That's not. Let's see if we can get it. Yeah.
It's okay.
No. That's not it. Still not it. Still not it. Still not it. That's the lady. We're trying to get the lady to hear.
Yes, I hear the
No, that's still not her. Let's see if we get her. She's saying that she spent. She said, I spent. So I spent. So she has money in a bank account somewhere. So she come. And you really wonder about these people. What is really happening? Bad governance. People are suffering. And that's no. Let's see.
Power is going to the head too, you know. The
power. Power. No, listen. Let's listen to her.
That we can engage the public and to keep the togetherness and love, you know, in the communities, various hamlets in the Roseau South constituency. One of the things that we intend to do is to continue our football activities because we know that Newtown is the football capital of Dominica, and sports is what brings people together, regardless of color, regardless of race, regardless of religion. When it comes to sports and football in particular, people party no matter what. And so we held our 6 versus 6 small goal last for the year in Loubier. And as you know, I spent well over 150,000.
Clearly.
You hear this and you said to yourself, where is she getting that money?
Her bank account.
Her bank account. She goes and she takes 150,000, she spends it. But another thing in that same statement, you didn't hear what she said? That sports brings everybody, regardless of color. Now she says this thing, and less than 24 hours later, her government is cancelling a global event.
International.
That's hours after she says that. You hear the government she belongs to was saying this foolishness. So this lady has plenty money.
Sports brings people together.
She says sports bring everybody regardless of color, class, she says. So that means she's acknowledging how important sports is. She's in a government that has no...
That's the irony of it.
Yes, and now she's in a government that is telling Dominicans to hell with you all. We don't want no World Cup here. The 4 matches where
World Cup.
the world would be seeing Dominica.
Right,
It would save Dominica. You know how much money you have to pay if you have to pay
for promotion.
on promotion.
Yeah.
You are getting it free during the matches.
Advertising.
For 4 games, the World Cup would be seeing Dominica, and they have lost that opportunity. And you know, Ozzy, this thing strengthens Lennox Clinton case every time that money is outside there, you know, but they have no access to it. They hate the situation where money seems to be the problem now. Larger shares, except that some of the pirates are plenty, like that lady who can spend $150,000 just like that on a playing field. Where she get that small goal? And you know, and that same lady that I say, she told people to break the law, and the police didn't arrest her.
Yes.
But they're arresting other people, saying they're inciting people to do nonsense. Have people going to court, you know. And here was the lady telling people to break the law. Now look, she knows
by any means possible.
Any means, swim, everything.
door.
Come on, peep, come back door, front door, side door, black for any door. Let's come. And the police didn't arrest her, but they arresting other people, say they're inciting people. And now she has so much money, she can spend $150,000 on a playing field in Loubier. How these people have all that money? How?
Yes.
We have a caller.
We
Let's
have
have
a caller here.
Good night.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, fellas. You know, you're all talking about cricket. They don't want cricket, my friend. You know what they say in that thing for? They want the world to see is polo, mini golf, and what's the other one?
And bowling.
Racing. These are the people they associate themselves with, not little people like me and you. So when you hear they say, I spend, you know, they got this pocket. They're spending don't make up money like it's theirs. And that's what most people think that it is. It's not their money, it's the people's money, and they do what they want with it. Fellas, I'm listening to you guys. I'm always enjoying the show.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
When she didn't say people, she said, you have money. She said,
you have that documented there.
Yes, I have
recorded. That's great.
In fact, look, 2 people are now saying, can we play it again? People asking for it.
Why not?
Yeah, that's what we're there for.
People can't believe it.
Yeah, people
so play it twice.
Yeah, let's play it for them again. People are asking for it.
They want to know if that was really said.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not sure it was said. Let me hear it again.
Yes, let's hear it.
Very soon I will have a discussion with the Loubier Village Council because they have the lights already. I think it's a matter of just installation. And I want to have a discussion with them as to the way forward in regards to the installation of the lights.
Let me go from the start.
That is one of our goals, and that is the initiative of the party group, and that is what we have been doing throughout the year. Is doing activities that we can engage the public and to keep the togetherness and love, you know, in the communities, various hamlets in the Roseau South constituency. One of the things that we intend to do is to continue our football activities because we know that Newtown is the football capital of Dominica. And sports is what brings people together, regardless of color, regardless of race, regardless of religion. When it comes to sports and football in particular, people partake no matter what. And so we held our 6 versus 6 small bowl last for the year in the Loubier. And as you know, I spent well over $150,000 rehabilitating the Loubier field.
Okay, everybody heard it then.
Yes,
sure.
Clear.
Very clear that she spent all that money. Yeah.
I think my mic probably is better now. A slight problem.
Yeah, so like I said, these people have plenty of money, so they can just spend. Look, we have a caller. Let's take the caller. They have plenty of money.
Hello?
Yeah.
We have a caller, yes. Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening to you. Sibo, I just want to tell you, give the lady a title. It's not the lady, it's front door, back door. Give the lady what is due to her. Front door, back door. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Well, yes, you are encouraging to break the law because she knows it's illegal to do that. You must come through a port of entry. So when you tell to take pee-wee and swim, You're encouraging them to break the law. We have another
We have
caller.
another caller.
Good evening, gentlemen. See about what you expect. Her prime minister will tell you the same thing. He doesn't tell you the government. He'll tell you I.
Yeah.
Everything he do telling you I.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
signed that. I went over there. I give this and I do that. The man doesn't tell you the government. He always telling you I. So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Sibo, when they, what going to happen to us in Dominica now, Sibo?
Well, we must all ask ourselves questions. Everybody, Dominica,
Yeah.
because we have sat down and accepted this crap for too long, and now they just throw it on you and they tell you go to hell. You don't even hear them now.
No, you can't hear them when them people leaving and they're going under their
And
business.
not even
You take it
Dominica.
$41 million to put a bowling alley in the to take all in the botanical garden to put to make Arabs come and walk in the botanical gardens while Dominicans wouldn't be able to go and walk in the garden. And you telling me you haven't got the money to fix up the
Windsor Park.
the Windsor Park Stadium?
Lights.
Well, the man says not him. He say he
Yeah.
don't know who interfered. The man they had there, the man from Dominica. The man
The
says not him.
contractor.
Yeah.
He would all left to him since before independence. The lights would be on in the stadium, but he don't. They interfere with his business in the stadium. So nobody don't blame him for that. Technical, that's what he trying to tell people. They don't know their business. Sibo Baba,
Yeah. But also, even he himself, he said the light should have been finished by June. But according to his contract he got in January, it was a 3-month contract. He said that the first phase should have been finished by April. So I don't understand when he says that by June,
Yeah,
the light should have been on and blah, blah, blah. But what I don't understand also, if you're building a house, right, you have a contractor, he starts, and halfway you only have an issue. You get somebody because you have a plan.
Yeah.
So when you heard the head honcho came and say what the guy did, so nobody was supervising that, and that's why I said from the start that I always felt, and everybody heard me on this program.
Oh, yes.
From January saying,
Yeah.
so I smelled something wrong.
You said so very early.
That something was wrong, and I didn't believe that guy had the capacity to do that.
You said so.
And it was. And as I said, there should be an audit into this thing. You be guys saying now it's not he.
You said he was interfered with.
Interfered with by whom? But he himself should say whom.
Yeah.
What I wish they could have asked him today.
Yeah.
How much money are you owed?
Yeah.
Did you get paid?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Who got the money? Olayale. But yeah. My goodness,
yeah,
man.
yeah. I think we have another
Yeah.
caller. Yes.
Good night.
Hi,
I
good evening,
think we have-
gentlemen.
Good evening.
This is Joshua Francis.
Hi, good night. How are you, sir?
Hi, Joshua. Good evening.
Nice to hear you, man.
Well, same here. I think that's the first time I'm calling on your program.
Nice. You must call more often. You must call more often, Joshua.
Always the first
Yes,
time.
yes.
Yeah.
I usually listen, but tonight I just felt compelled to call.
Right.
First of all, let me congratulate you all gentlemen for having so much perseverance in keeping that program over the years,
Thank you very much.
educating and informing the public
Mhm.
and dealing with very salient issues. So I just heard the parliamentary representative for the Roosevelt constituency talking about football and togetherness and what she has done at Lubia. And it's so laughable. Of course, you all have humorized her statement when she stated that
Yes.
I came up with $150,000 to rehabilitate
For
the
small
Lubia
goal.
I mean, I
For
listened to
small
the
goal,
news
you know.
and all I could do is just laugh. And the reason I had to call to make a contribution, it is very clear to the whole world that under this Labour Party government administration, sports activities, sports energy, and sports administration has plummeted to the lowest ebb ever in the history of Dominica.
Correct.
Quite correct.
You are
Oh,
here
yes.
talking about a parliamentary representative trying to score political points, speaking of a 6-man team.
Small goal.
competition at Lubia, small goal competition.
Small goal.
Gentlemen, I mean, the Lubia area has had leagues since the 80s.
Yes.
There was a time where the Voice of Life radio station. There's an area called, we used to call it Bowak. I don't know whether you gentlemen are aware of that, but in the 80s, we kept football leagues right at that area at Bowak. And then eventually, when the playing field was constructed at the back of the Catholic Church at Louvier, we continued to have football leagues. And then under the Labour Party administration, like in several areas in Dominica, people lost confidence in sports because of poor administration. But nonetheless, some of us were able to upkeep sporting activities at Louvier. And in 2017, due to the devastation of Hurricane Maria, the playing field was affected. It took this Labour Party government administration over 5 years to bring up, to take the playing field to some level of decency. And as I speak, the playing field is not proper. So this woman really has the audacity to tell the world that she has organized, she has made money available. We just have to take a drive to the Roosevelt constituency, like many other parts of Dominica, and look at the state of playing fields, and you realize how deplorable they are. And worse, people are not motivated and energized to keep sustainable leagues. You remember the days where every other part of Dominica had a football league. You go to Point Michel, all over the place.
Correct.
Oh, yes.
Now we don't have that. And talking about sports, of course, it's a devastating blow for Dominica and the region due to mismanagement of our economy. Dominica is not able to prepare the Windsor Park Stadium to facilitate and accommodate the World Cup cricket next year.
Well, that's a devastating blow, Joshua. Would you agree for the country, for everybody?
Yes, it is. It is. I mean, the economic opportunities that we will forego resulting from maladministration is significant. We are looking at an economy that is struggling, and had we been able to keep or to have those matches,
4 matches,
we would have a major injection in our economy, much needed capital to do some a little energy in the economy, because as we speak right now, this economy is struggling. Government expenditure has cracked. The productivity sector of the country is at a standstill. We have significant capital flight. I mean, a lot of us would have predicted that by the construction of the international airport, we would have seen more economic activity in Dominica. But what we must assess is that these capital projects have caused a lot of capital flight. Who are the people building? The Chinese, foreign companies. Therefore, when they get paid, where's that money going? And to exacerbate the situation, a lot of these projects which are being constructed and managed by the Chinese, they don't even buy food from our local industry. They bring containers of food.
That's correct.
Yes.
Correct.
So they're not spending money on our food. They're sending back their wages and salaries to their respective home countries. Fewer Dominicans are employed, and therefore we have a capital flight situation. So, gentlemen, this is not a program to really make an assessment of the economy, but nonetheless, I wanted to take the opportunity to comment on the statement made by the current parliamentary representative of the Roosevelt constituency. I just see that as a big joke.
Well, yeah, you're right. We'll see that as well.
Joshua, you're quite welcome. You're very welcome. Welcome remarks. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. So,
we appreciate it.
I've been listening, and thank you for allowing me to, at least make a small contribution to the program tonight.
No problem. No problem.
Okay, man.
Okay.
All
What we can do, take a small break now, and then we'll come for our main issue.
We're joined by Mr. Low Black.
Lobby, you're back with us, right?
Low is with us.
Yeah, I've been there for a while.
Break now, and we'll deal with the main issue, which is the Dominicans, when it's a reluctance to accept a global event, the government of Dominica. So we'll take a break now.
Dominica. Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season and insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Free Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fenced pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects. Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season and insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Free Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
Yes, welcome back to Sports Wrap. The time is 6:38 by the clock on the wall. And just to mention a few deaths that come to my notice, I guess a lot of people would know by now that lady called Sylvia Johnson. Remember Sylvia Johnson?
I heard the name.
She had a store right in this building, I think, downstairs.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Sylvia Johnson, the sister of a guy called Kakas Johnson.
Okay, Kaka. I know Kaka's wife.
I think
he worked in customs.
Right,
Yeah.
Kaka. And formerly Clem Johnson, who died before. Well, she's passed a couple of days ago. You remember Sylvia Lambie? Sylvia Johnson, you know? So just to mention that she passed, I think she was probably 90 years old or thereabout.
Oh, well, she batted well.
Yes, Sylvia Johnson.
She played a very good
And she
inning.
had a store right here where we are, I think in the downstairs, Hanover Street.
I remember.
Yes. So a very beautiful woman. Yes, she. The lecturer made some comment on her beauty, but I will not mention it.
I'm glad we're hearing that from your mouth.
But if you want to mention it, you can mention it.
Okay.
But she was, in fact, a very beautiful woman, tall, well built. Johnson's from Portsmouth. Yes, she passed at 90.
Oh, Michael's sister.
Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
You know Michael
Yeah,
Johnson?
Michael.
And the school is Michael Johnson, yes. So our commiserations to the Johnson family.
And tomorrow, I think
Roy Doctor will be buried.
Oh, Roy Doctor has been buried.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow. Fitzroy Doctor was his
Yeah,
full
that's right.
name, yes.
Buried tomorrow.
As I said, he was a cricket for Trinity, remember? Roy Doctor, man who was some outswingers, I remember. Played for Saints. In fact, I've paid tribute to him already.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah,
Good guy. Yes. And of the international front, a guy called Dr. Henry Kissinger.
100 years. Yeah.
100 years passed last night. At least it first came out last night on CNN. Do you remember Henry Kissinger, Lambi?
if I remember Henry Kissinger, he's not many people love him.
Yeah, great statesman. He was very controversial.
Yeah.
He was both revered and reviled.
That's right.
They
Good way
said
of putting it.
He was revered and reviled. Very controversial figure. He was Nixon's right-hand man.
Yeah, right.
He's a man who they said he was a warmonger. He was a national security advisor and the Secretary of State. And he held big positions for many years. We heard of Dr. Henry Kissinger, a guy who his origin was from, I think it's Germany, he's a German, but fled Germany in Nazi rules when he was 9 years old. So he's passed.
We have a few calls.
Dr. Kissinger. We have a caller?
We have 2 calls, yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Louis, the house where you all are there, that is not the place where they were. See the house right on your right-hand side when you're walking up to the stairs where you all are now?
Yes, yes.
The restaurant that there?
Yes.
That was where Sylvia was in the downstairs.
The restaurant below us.
Yes, the right by your restaurant. What do you call it? Place Green and something building?
Yes.
In the same area there. But when you're going up step, Q95 step, the building on your right.
Right. That's right, yes.
That was the downstairs. And people said she was too beautiful to die. She too pretty to die. I think she was died about 94, 90 or somebody there.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
So you remember her well. Okay, Blue Bro.
Yeah, man. She had
Yes.
my Norris in the downstairs.
Yes. Yeah, she said it was too beautiful to die, but Sylvia Johnson.
Another caller.
We have another caller. Maybe somebody remembers Sylvia Johnson.
The building must have been in 3
Pardon?
One building was on one side.
What's that?
One building was on one side of the building, and she had us on the other side.
Monday.
He said Monday
It's
she was
what?
on one
Monday
side
is
and
what?
she was on the other side, he says.
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, let's move on. We have to move on.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Mookie. Thank you.
Frankbook, yes.
Yeah, we have to move on.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's about it. But
Yeah.
of course, Mr. Astafan committed, very strange death, Lockhart.
Well, we don't know the circumstances,
We don't know
so we
circumstances.
don't want to delve into
Yeah,
it
we
because
can't,
we don't know the police.
can't conclude what's happening, yeah.
Exactly. So we will just say commiserations to his family
yeah.
and let the police do their work. Although they don't normally do their work, but let them do their work.
So our
Yeah.
commiserations to
To
the
the-
Astafan
Yeah,
family.
the parents
Especially
and,
like
his siblings.
Hugo Astafan, the
And
father, we know
The
very
mother,
well.
yeah,
Michael Astafan,
yeah. All the Astafan.
Steve
Commiseration.
Astafan, so many Astafans.
So when we get the full detail from the police,
Yeah.
then we probably can comment.
Yeah,
But we don't know, so
But
What
whatever happened was very sad.
very sad.
Very sad to have heard
very
that
sad,
news.
Very sad.
Did you know him, Mr. Lambert?
Very
course.
sad.
Of course, yes. So we had some, yes.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
okay. Should mention it, yes.
Yeah. So Audrey, let's start this whole body. We will start from January when we can read, right?
Yeah.
A $2.4 million
You
contract
start from the,
from the start.
From
We
the
have
start.
to give people all the details.
all the background
the
to it,
background where Dominica
step by step.
preparing for the World Cup
Yeah.
in June next year.
Yeah.
So we had where that contract was signed
Date.
for the restoration of the lighting that was in
Right.
early January at the Winter Park.
January of
Yeah.
this year.
January of this year.
Right,
The
okay.
installation of 6 new poles, light towers to suit the needs of nighttime, local, regional, and international sporting events form part of the scope of work, which is anticipated to be completed in 3 months. So the first phase, Watson Conneville, whom you heard today,
Yes.
was supposed to have finished the thing in 3 months. 3 months passed.
That's January, that's about April.
April. 3
April.
months elapsed.
Yeah.
and we didn't hear anything. We
Yes.
didn't hear- and questions were asked. As you know, from the onset, I was very skeptical.
Oh, yes, you were very
everybody
categorical, unequivocal about it.
Yes, I felt something wasn't right.
Yes,
I do
you-
not believe that I had the capacity to do it
You said
at
so.
all. I said that to the world. I know some people got upset and were making, but I've been proven right.
Yeah.
I've been proven right.
Yeah.
So he got the contract. We don't know. Then we heard in May, Ozzy, in May, the government submitted a bid to the ICC for approval.
Yes.
Because Dominica is placing their bid now
Yeah.
in May.
To host matches.
To host matches
Yeah.
right. In the T20 World Cup.
That's May.
next year. In May, Dominica
Right.
submitted the bid.
Application to host the matches
Yeah.
in May. Yes.
Now, the ICC approved the bid in September.
Approval in September. Yes.
In fact, Ozzy, in September, Roosevelt Skerritt issued a tweet
Yes.
and he said, "We're a big deal, and this news is a big deal."
Big deal.
That's what he
Yes,
said.
Yes.
Dominica named among 7 Caribbean venues to host matches during the T20 World Cup, which runs from June 4th to 30th, 2024.
Yes.
Get ready to
Get
play
ready.
host, he said to the world,
Yes.
for exciting cricket action right here on the Niche Island. This is what he said. Eh?
Yes.
This
yes.
is what
in
Roos-
September.
in September,
Yes.
September 22nd.
Yeah.
He was elated.
Yeah.
Dominica
Yeah.
was getting this. But you know, we have to say too that in the budget, Ozzy, of this year,
Yeah.
that there was an allocation that was, I'll get the amount, the $12.281 million to prepare Windsor Park Stadium
12 point something
that
million.
was approved in
Yes.
the budget of this year.
Yes.
$12.21 million. So that should be spent in the Windsor Park. That was in July,
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah.
That was done. And among the things they were supposed to do, Ozzy, as part of the memorandum of understanding,
Yes.
they had to ensure that enough hotel space, the grounds were prepared, and all that sort of thing, pitches and everything.
Practice
Pitches,
facilities.
facilities.
Yeah.
They were supposed to upgrade
Yeah.
and enhance all practice and match venues that will be used for the tournament.
Yes.
They had to procure the pitch and outfield equipment, guarantee availability of the required number of hotel rooms.
Yes.
Yes. Now, 2 months after you
Yeah,
sign
yeah.
that,
You sign that.
you send a letter. Now, that letter came from the PS in education, by the way, Ozzy, on Monday. Now, what I find, Ozzy, you know, a letter like that.
At that level, the PS couldn't take a decision.
That's what I'm saying. A PS couldn't take a decision.
no.
Maybe, can you get Edison James for us, Lambi? He was a member, probably can tell us
Oh,
about
that's-
Parliament.
that's-
Let's get him for us, please. Edison James.
It has to be a cabinet decision.
That's what I'm saying. So now cabinet, as you know, Ozzy meets every Tuesday.
Yes.
Now, the letter was signed this week, Monday, to the Cricket West Indies.
This Monday.
This Monday, the letter. In fact, also yesterday, I had about a 20-minute conversation with the president of Cricket West Indies, Kishore Shal. I'm not going to disclose what we discussed.
Yes.
But the letter was sent this Monday. Now, Parliament meets every Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, I don't know the runnings. Probably Mr. James will tell us how these things work, when they could have them. Because as we write it, there's no way the PS, the Ministry of Education, could take on their own. And do that.
No.
It have to be a cabinet
Oh,
decision.
yeah. At that level.
Yes.
To
Yeah.
involve that. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So probably we just ask Mr. James a couple questions about how these things work. Let's see. Do we have him on the line? Good night, Mr. James. Is that you?
Good evening, Sebastian. Good evening to Ozzy.
Well, your favorite man is here, Ozzy Lewis.
Hi, good evening, Edison. What's going on?
Yes, you used to roll off break.
Yeah,
well,
that's right. Yes.
Okay.
and bat open too.
All right. You played for Winona Island, Mr. James, by the
Yeah.
way, as an opening batsman. Now, Mr. James, let's get straight to it. You were former Prime Minister. You were former Cricket Association President. You managed me with Common Island, Vivian Richards as the captain. Tell us, in terms of cabinet decisions, how do these things work? Can you explain to people out there?
Well, Sibo, as I seek to respond directly to your question, let me just say that it's really, really, really sad that this thing has happened. It ought not to have happened. It reeks of incompetence negligence, disdain, and everything. Lack of planning, bad planning, no planning at all. But it also speaks of what is coming out as a culture of deception and denying the people information. Mr. Skerrit spoke at a press conference last week, Wednesday, did he not?
Right, correct.
And he was asked about this matter. Mr. Skerrit, as they say in local parlance, dégaye, dépalé, all kind of things like that. And sorry, I'm a cockey man, really. And all kind of things like that.
You're doing well.
At that time, Mr. Skerrit knew, or ought to have known, that the government of Dominica had taken a decision that we were not able to host the tournament. I'll tell you why. As you alluded to, this decision, a weighty decision like that, could not have been taken except by the cabinet.
Oh, yeah.
It ought not to have been taken, and I don't think it was taken outside the cabinet. As you said, cabinet meets every Tuesday, so Mr. Skerrit would have been part of that decision on that Tuesday, or indeed the Tuesday before, because the way cabinet works, as I understood it, is that you take a decision, but that decision is not confirmed until, or is not implemented until the minutes of the meeting of the cabinet, the minutes are confirmed the following cabinet meeting.
So this is how it works. This is law, legal, that the minutes have to be confirmed.
No, there's not a law to that effect. It's a
Convention.
It's a question of settled practice convention.
Okay.
Okay. Except if the matter that is before the cabinet is considered to be of such importance that the cabinet will say, do not wait until next meeting, implement straight away. So it is my considered view that in the circumstances, when Mr. Skerrit spoke to the media on Wednesday last week, he knew or ought to have known that a decision was taken to not host the function. Yet he did all kind of things instead of saying straight up to the people that we have decided not to, that we can't host. Now, what is out in the media, what is out from the government side, the statement, it suggests that this thing has come about because contractors' timetable would not allow for the necessary activities to have taken place to allow for us to come in. That is not true. That is not true. The major aspect of this whole thing was the lighting.
Yes, correct.
Yes, the lighting.
Correct.
Yes, as you yourself said, this process started in December 22nd, 29th, 2022. That is when the contract was signed between Mr. Canoville and the government.
Correct. Yeah.
George is there. And for 3 months, and as you heard me from Mr. Canoville today, that the lights could have been done, the work could have been done. For Mr. Skerrit to have said at that press conference that the base was done, but the base was not in sync with the fixtures that had. How do you prepare a project where you have two parts? One part has to fit into the other, but you make one part of a certain dimension or whatever without taking cognizance of the fact that the other part has to fit into it. That's just what they call control. Okay? So I'm saying that what we see here is deception. And it is a question of money. It is not a question of any contractual difficulties with contractors not being able to meet deadline. It's a question of money. And the government must come clear. It's money. They budgeted. They made provisions for in the budget, but obviously they do not have the money. And you started earlier by making the comment or alluding to the work of Mr. Linden, pointing out to us for how many months now that our money is in the hands of somebody else who is controlling how much they give us, probably just enough to keep our salaries going, but they're not going to give us money to be involved in frivolity like cricket, because that is not their speed. They're not involved in cricket, that sort of thing. So it's a question of money. They're not being money, and we need to pay attention to that. Now, you have a minister for sport, you have a parliamentary secretary or junior minister for sport, you have a sports
coordinator,
coordinator whose 40, I think, is in cricket rather than in football or athletics. And you have all these people, and you are telling me that we sat down there and not being able to engage and to deliver on a matter like this. You will remember, It is we who made the bid, you know. It is not the West Indian
Exactly,
Cricket Board.
exactly.
Exactly.
It is we who made the bid.
Right, correct.
Okay.
Right.
Since in May, we should have known what the circumstances, what the requirements are. Since in May, we made the bid. And then we went and entered into a memorandum of understanding in whatever time it was. And then we now see it's because of contractors' timetable and all this. It's not true. We don't have the money, and that is what it is.
Well, Mr. Jim, what I would say, Ozzy, in that, while you're on, when they gave the contract, the lighting, they ought to have known that this guy wouldn't have had the capacity. And you know, I'm constrained by some of the things I can say because I don't want to put certain people, because when you get information, you have to be careful how you divulge. So some information I'll keep to myself. But the people knew the guy could not have done the job. They knew that. And I was told that certain people didn't know when the guy was giving the contract and blah, blah, blah. But then now, when you get yourself in trouble.
Was there a tender for the contract?
No, there was no tender. Well,
local
what
tender?
I know, there's another company that tendered for the entire thing.
Yes.
And the person didn't even get a response.
Oh, I see.
There is another contractor did place a bid. But the person now, after they get themselves in trouble, they've got this guy, Indian man who lives in Canada. He came down about 3 weeks ago. He demanded his fee. He's telling them how much it will cost. And they were searching for the money now. They can't find the money. And the problem, as Mr. James said, is nothing about contractual. Because if you knew you're going to bid for the World Cup, you knew the deadline. And by the way, the ICC people were supposed to come in tomorrow, Ozzy, Mr. James.
Yeah.
They're not coming.
That's cancelled.
That's cancelled. So they knew. So you have to prepare them yourself. So the money now, they cannot find the money. The guy was there, and that's the problem, Mr. James. So they knew.
Dominica has a lot of money,
but they have no
access to the money. That's the thing.
Yeah. So then, and now the guy now is saying that. But Watson-Canoville himself must come clean, you know.
Yeah.
He must come clean and tell people. He must say how much money he has gotten.
Yeah.
If he didn't get money, whatever. People must not. People are too vague. We're not getting. And Mr. James, would you agree?
The problem is, Steve, is that this administration feels that it will not be held responsible. The ultimate sanction will not be imposed because by whatever means they've been doing it and will continue to do it, they feel they cannot lose the election. So the ultimate sanction will not be able to be imposed upon them. So they can merely go along with the incompetence, with the negligence, and do what they want to the people of Dominica. Our money is a problem of money, and had we had control of our money that our passports have generated, we would not have to be in this position, because no matter what they tell you about contractors and contractees and this, it is not true. It is a question of us not having the money, the $90 million or whatever, which we put in the budget. But again, it begs the question, when we see these budgets and they come with glowing exhortations of these budgets at budget time, and everybody stands up and gives a standing ovation, are we just now dealing with empty calabash?
But the irony again of the whole thing is that just yesterday, a minister in the cabinet was saying how important sports is.
Bring people together.
Regardless of color and everything else. And less than 24 hours later, you get this breaking news like a bomb that comes from nowhere, bomb that Dominica. And people really, and like I said this morning on Matt, did Rastaman have a slang they use?
Chant them down.
Chant that down. Because people need to come out and speak about that. Because it's despicable that these people could just come out with a note. And I will say here, also Mr. James Lamy, between Monday and yesterday, I had 3 numbers for Oscar George. I called him about 34 times.
As the Minister of Sports.
Oscar George is the guy who signed the thing with Watson-Canoville and everything, who you have been hearing. 3 numbers. And I called the guy because I knew from Monday what was happening.
Number was busy.
He never answered his ringing. He never, and I heard that he does that. And it is sickening that these people think they are our bosses, that they cannot answer the phone, they can do what they want. control is to put people in jeopardy in the country and just don't
As
answer.
James said, if they're getting away with it,
Well, exactly.
there are no sanctions, nobody is reprimanded, nothing happens.
And call the guy
So
because I heard what was happening and I knew that was coming. In fact, I'll say there, I bet bottom brain today. And he comes and say, we're still getting it. I say, you're that idiot there. I say, no, we still with. And some of these people, they've only think one way. People are supposed
It's
to.
now irreversible.
It is irreversible.
Fet and Copley will not have cricket.
Will not have cricket World Cup. The ICC people
because
are
we
not
had
coming
no
tomorrow.
access to all money.
Our own money. And as I said, I spoke to the president yesterday. There's certain things I cannot say on radio. But in fact, the matches now, the ICC have been told they can allocate the matches to order in country. It is sad, Here you have country, states and cities in the state like Dallas and New York that are going to be bringing some matches. And we had the chance to show the world what Dominica is like, and we're going to lose that because of rubbish in the country. And everybody's quiet. And they said they don't have money. 3 weeks from now, in the night time, or even probably in Emsall, you'll be hearing trucks and dumpers offloading ham and turkey for people. Look your share, and remember I said that on the 30th of November, all around the country, and giving ham and turkey to selected people. Mr. James, mark my words.
Well, just as I leave, you mentioned brain, and I really would like to appeal to Dominicans and people who have the heirs of Dominicans who are in positions to influence people. And let's not fool ourselves. When these guys are on these programs, on these radio programs and so on, they do have people that they influence. And Braid was a education officer, supposed to be educating people, teaching people. I would appeal to them to really have an objective look at this particular matter. We just heard the parliamentary representatives tell us how sport is such a unifying factor, sport is an activity that cuts across all lines. So have an objective analysis of this thing and not come there just spewing the same garbage and feeling that you must toe a line, otherwise something will happen to you. For once, be objective in analyzing this matter. And let us agree that the buck stops at the Prime Minister in this matter. Now, I want you to note how he dealt with that press conference. He talked about the ministry people as them, He wasn't involved in it. He's the head of the cabinet. He's the president of the cabinet, which took the decision. But at the press conference, he talked about the people at the ministry, like he wasn't involved in it. That is not what leadership is about. Leadership is when the ship gets, when it's calm, anybody can steer that ship. When the going gets rough, the captain comes on the bridge. So you take the blame and you share the field. This man does it the other way. Anytime there's a problem, it's them. Okay? That's not how it is.
Thank you, Mr. James. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. James. Thank you very much for your input.
Yeah, but it's a good. But Ozzy, again, as you said, this thing, as the Ozzy, you're a sports person all your life, regardless you are a lawyer as well. But sports has been your thing.
Oh yeah, that's my
cricket commentary in particular.
My passion.
Your passion. You played for Dominica Windward, and you would want to see a World Cup.
Yeah.
In fact, Fort Young just increased the room to 100 rooms.
Yes.
I'm sure Fort Young would be happy to fill these rooms during the World Cup. There's one they said a building in Salisbury that I'm sure by that time it should be completed. And it is sad that people with car rentals and taxis, the country will be buzzing. And one thing I would say to you, there's a Ministry of Tourism. They could have used some of their money from their vote and because that's a way of publicizing your country. We have a caller?
We have a lobby.
Lobby, you want to comment?
Lobby, we lost you for the last few minutes. Good to have you back on.
But at least
are you with us?
That I can.
We can hear his voice though. We can see you.
Lobby, are you hearing us?
Sebastian, I'm listening to you.
Are you hearing us?
We can see you moving your lips. Are you hearing us?
Loud and clear.
We're not hearing him.
We're not hearing him. Maybe he's hearing us.
Maybe. But he's hearing us. We're not hearing him.
maybe the tech DJ Shan.
Where's DJ Shan?
DJ Shan probably can come and help. But let's go on.
Yes,
anyway.
yes, yes.
Robbie will get that sorted out.
The bottom line is, here's the irony, you know. You have a lot of money, but you can't get to the money.
And then you hear talk about the contractor.
Yes.
I would like them to tell us who are the contractors, which contractor for what.
Yes.
One contractor I know that came into Dominica, and I know that for a fact. He came in from Canada. He's supposed to be doing the lighting. He's requested. He's told them his price, as we say in local language,
pretty exorbitant.
And in other words, in local language, he has them by the balls. We say in local language, he has them by their balls. So they want it done. And when probably they realize, boy, time running out, because by the end of November, you have to tell the ICC. They didn't have a choice. We have a caller. Let's take the caller. Good night.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, Sibo.
Hi, good night. Good night.
And good evening, Ozzy.
Hi, good evening, man. Evening.
Listen, I said it before and I'll say it again. I said it more than once. Dominica is already a failed state. It's only a matter of time. I am predicting in the next few years, we will be a begging country. Indigent. There's nobody in the cabinet, not one person in the cabinet, right? That has it's all square pegs in round holes. There's nobody there to come up with ideas. They are bankrupt of ideas. The government's been at the helm for too long. Even though you were doing well, for 4 terms coming up to 5 terms, you should be out of there. You become complacent and you lose ideas and you become a dictator. And this is what's happening in Dominica. We are not going anywhere. Every sector, everything. I mean, all small. First of all, maybe you have 2 or 3 shops that you can go in there and get something.
Things are bad, man. Things are just bad.
Everything is gone. There's no work. I mean, people are just going to be. We're just going to have gangsters just now. There's nothing for people to do, and everything. I mean, it's just nothing. The country is gone, and I'm predicting in the next 2-3 years, if this government are not out of there, we will become a begging country. Mark my words.
Okay, thanks for your contribution, caller. Thank you very much.
But you hearing us now?
Yeah, hearing us.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we
hear you
loud and clear.
hearing us, right.
Oh, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
So you're hearing the conversation. You heard Mr. James speak for
very clearly.
Very clearly. Right. You have any comment to make?
Oh, yes. But obviously, Ozzy, I'm listening to you all and I'm just telling myself, what is happening to Port Sebastian? You must go back in time. First of all, we dumped $13 million in the sea. Remember that?
Yeah.
While you're talking, what has happened to the cricket? That is a travesty. That's a travesty. Look at what happened presently before your eyes at Pottersville Savannah, Sebastian.
Yes, Pottersville Savannah, yes.
So it's not. So it is just very, very sad. But while we are here talking, Sebastian, what are the voices of where are the sportsmen voices? Where are the voices? Where are the voices?
But that is very important. You make it. I mean, people are just quiet.
Nobody's talking.
Nobody's talking.
Saying anything.
People are just quiet.
Yes.
I mean, this is a serious. There is a country, a global event. This is a World Cup. A World Cup that would be 4 matches would have been held in Dominica.
As many as 4 matches.
2 in the preliminary and 2 in the Super 8.
Yeah.
20 countries are taking part in the World Cup. Yeah, the Super 8.
Yeah.
20 countries are taking part in the World Cup. 20. And then for you to tell me you're not going to have any in Dominica and everybody's quiet.
Gentlemen, allow me to make an observation here.
In
St. Lucia, they think of it so important that when the Super Bowl is on, they take time to advertise on the Super Bowl. Is it any surprise that St. Lucia is doing better than us touristically? Can you imagine these matches if they were held in Dominica as planned and they were available? Do you know how much Dominica would benefit as a result of free advertising?
True.
St. Lucia pays, but we don't have to pay for it because the game will be here.
Yeah, quite right. Yes.
We have another caller, Lobby. Good night. Hello.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hi,
How are you, man?
Evening.
Gentlemen, you guys have high expectations. They cannot even fix a railing at the most popular site, the Trafalgar Park. Not even a railing. They had the whole off season to do it, and they could not fix a railing. So I find, considering that, you have very high expectations of this government.
Yeah, but before you go, caller, the government placed a bid. It was they who placed the bid. Nobody forced them to. They placed the bid. When the bid was accepted, you heard them boasting and telling people things. So it was they. And they knew the deadlines. They knew. So
well, maybe the UK visa has affected their cash flow. That's all I can say. Not good.
Okay. The bottom line is you have no access, no control over your own funds. That's the bottom line.
Yes, and what is worse,
as Jim said,
none of the authority you hear them saying anything. They hide behind the statement. That's what they do. Nobody will come forward and say so that people can question them. You have a guy who's a young minister, and he will not even come and say anything. You can't even find him.
He's dodging, man.
Dodging.
Hoops say away. Hoops say away.
Gentlemen.
Hold on, we have a caller, Lobby. Good night.
Like that, Sibo. Like that.
Good night, caller. Good night. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah. Go on. Make your point.
Yeah. Sibo, you know what the interesting thing about all that is?
Go ahead.
That you telling us that you try to get Oscar. You called Oscar George about 30-something
Over
times.
30, so between Monday and Wednesday.
30-something
Yes,
times.
I can show everybody my phone.
30 times and more. Go ahead,
And
sir.
the man didn't even have the courtesy to return your call.
Yeah.
That is what I find interesting. It is not the only day we gave Oscar George a raise of pay now. Oscar
big
George
raise.
and them get a raise of pay on us. And you mean to tell me when we have a question to ask them, we cannot even get them to ask them a question?
They wouldn't
And the
answer.
other day we give him a raise of
Crucial
pay.
moment.
Yes, yeah. Big raise of pay as well. Big raise. And he wouldn't answer. I
A
called
big
him.
raise of pay.
And not only that, I know Oscar. I
And
manage him
Yeah.
at Gary Sober under 19. I know the guy.
Oh, I
so it's
see.
not somebody I don't know.
Okay.
Go on.
Sebastian, Mr. Stephen, that's exactly my point. I think man should have some sort of professional courtesy with you.
At
Because
least,
you are
yeah.
his manager. You should tell yourself, boy, let me call back Siwo.
You're right.
You understand?
I
But
understand.
not even that.
Correct.
So, I mean, Dominican need to get serious,
I agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more.
and get rid of all of them. I mean, this is a young man. You would want to think, well, he come into politics and then he would want to make a difference. But it's like all these people coming and it's the same thing.
Deception.
Of what was there before. I mean, you would expect from black on them guys not to answer you because they're old. But young people who come in and say they want to make a difference, you call them and 30 something times and he cannot even return a call. I mean, Dominican need to get serious. But by the first quarter of next year, all of these guys need to go.
I agree.
I
am sure most people
They
agree.
all practice deception. That's
Yeah,
all.
you're right.
That's
Also,
it.
it's deception.
Their
yeah.
modus operandi is deception and corruption.
Yeah. And somebody just telling that.
Deception and corruption.
You still there, caller?
Yes.
It's gone. But look, somebody saying, Sibo, this is such a travesty. What is the damn business sector saying? The DAIC and the DEF doing or saying nothing. How about the Dominican Hotel Association?
Yeah.
They have so much to lose.
So
Ozzy.
much- yeah.
Good night, caller.
See what you must excuse him, man. He must be in Dubai shopping, so he's there.
Well, I don't know where he is. I'm sure I know he's in Dominica. I know he's in Dominica.
No,
He's there. He's there.
But Sibo,
Look, wherever he calls from, he'll get the call.
gentlemen,
Yeah, Lobby, go ahead.
Sebastian, it is just sad, I'm hearing what is going on. That besides this sportsmen, we have been looked at Dominica as a country where cricket lovers. That's where any game is being played. That's where you have a crowd. All right. What are these people saying? What are they saying? Look, I saw a picture, Sebastian, of this thing at Pottersville Savannah. It's an awful sight, man.
Pottersville,
Yeah,
Savannah.
it is. When they concrete the Savannah lobby.
Yeah. Well, that one tells you, I think we have a call Lobby, we have a caller from.
Let's take
yes,
call.
caller. Welcome to Sports Wrap.
Hi, good evening.
Evening.
Good evening. Yeah.
Well, if you guys are surprised with the behavior of this government, I'm certainly not surprised because for the past 23 years, we have seen how these guys have brought all sporting facility around the island to a deplorable condition. Now, with regards to this Oscar George guy, this guy could care a damn about you guys. First of all, nobody voted for him. Them guys have the power in their head, so they believe they let that go through their head, and they feel like they're on top of the world. But it's just a matter of time. I'm really feeling sorry that Dominica cannot host that World Cup cricket. But hey, we should not be surprised because square pegs in wrong hole. Dominica is just a hot mess from captain down to cook. Stay blessed, brothers.
Yeah, and you know what? Mike Finley, you would know, he sent greetings. He called me today when he heard about that. He was stunned.
Yes.
And in fact, they're going to send this is one of the host countries as well.
Yes.
They're going, and he told me to give you my regards. And he couldn't understand what is happening there. I tell him, well, it has happened. The government has written and saying they cannot host again. We have another caller.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
Good night.
Yes, Thibault.
Yes.
Thibault, you don't expect the minister to answer you because that is not in his payroll. Remember, he's one man that has to answer everything. They are just ministers by name in the cabinet, but it's one man you have to call to answer his carry.
Well, she probably has a point, true. And that is the problem in Dominica where
he has no answer.
You take a bunch of young guys and young people and put them there, and one person has all the answers.
They're just making the numbers.
There, you're right.
Just there.
Another caller. Good night.
Hello, good night.
Yes.
Evening.
Sibo, and my best magistrate, Osiris.
All right.
And
boots on the ground.
And Lobby too.
Okay, boots on the ground. Good.
Gentlemen,
yeah,
we have to put things in correct context. And we have to try to tell our people that we act like a bunch of fools. And it's time that people see that we have some sense. We have some people with backbone in our body then. God made us with a spine and He give us a brain. You know, some people check in and when they reach 100, they bazudi. Some people when they reach 1,000, they more bazudi. But it have millions. And it have billions. We have over $10 billion was made out of our citizen by investment program. We keep talking about Anthony Hayden. You know what I think about Anthony Hayden now? I think Anthony Hayden loves Dominican people and he just trying to open their eyes. So he holding their money for them to see where is the money, the man that is supposed to deliver, not delivering, so we can fire the man and we can go for our money. Because you cannot tell me a thing like international cricket, something bigger than the Creole Festival, is carded for Dominica and we don't have money to put things in place to host that. That is like a disgrace to our nation. And we must try to let our people understand Anthony Hayden have billions of dollars and he not giving it to Skerrit. It's because he knows Skerrit cannot manage that money. And we need to take Skerrit out of office in order that Dominica can get on its feet. Other than that, don't talk about cricket. Don't talk about the Creole Festival next year is in a big problem already. Because all the good people that could motivate and get people to come into Creole Festival, they put them out. So let me tell you, partner, we have to try to educate our people and let us take out that big stone in the road, boots on the ground.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your
But you
contribution.
know, Ozzy Lobby, with the lights not going up now for World Cup, will we ever see lights going up, or how soon will we see lights in Windsor Park? That's a question we have to ask.
Lights, yes.
Now that they have the opportunity, don't put the lights.
There's no more incentive.
No incentive now
to light it.
to light the Windsor Park. We have to take a small break. We'll come back. A small ad break. We'll come back.
Indeed, yes.
Lobby, we're taking a small.
Boy, I'm just laughing there.
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait. For the hurricane can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season and insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Free Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects.
Yeah,
Yes,
we are
welcome back,
I
yes.
think also we have a caller right away.
Yeah. Hello?
No, wait, let's go on. Lobby, you in? You on? Yeah, also,
We've lost Lobby again.
Lobby, are
man.
you hearing us?
We're not hearing him.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
No,
Right,
yeah,
we're hearing you
yes,
now.
we're
Yeah.
hearing
Sorry,
you.
the mic was off.
We hold on. We're having a caller. Good night. Good night.
Sibo and Ozzy and listeners.
Right.
Yes.
So if I had said anything about this World Cup coming to Dominica, some of my good friends I know would chastise me for being so negative about Dominica as always. But Sibo, but I knew definitely there was no going to be any World Cup cricket in Dominica. Believe me, I didn't say that to anybody, but something told me that something would go wrong and there would be no World Cup cricket in Dominica. But if I had said it on air or to the hearing of my friends, they would have chastised me, so I kept myself quiet. Sibo, as to these people in the government, so-called government, I don't think you could ask any one of them any question about any World Cup, and they would be able to answer.
No, but you know he's right.
He's right, yes.
You know you're right. Go
He's
on,
right,
caller.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
very right.
These kids have grown up in a country where they don't even know what a leather ball is. They don't see pads or bats sold in any store in the country. So they have no interest. Even the big man himself, he doesn't know anything about cricket. They don't love the game. They have no idea what's going on around cricket. They don't love it. They would have made a more effort if they had loved the game to bring that World Cup into Dominica. They don't know what it is. They don't know about World Cup. See what I can tell you. If you call this guy you were talking about and you ask him anything about any World Cup, he will probably answer you something about on the sea. He would not know the answer. I am serious. So it's just a shame what is going on in Dominica today, Sibo. It's a shame. It's a big, big shame and there are people around you who still continue to say and sing, we like it so.
True.
You know?
You're right, Color. You're very right.
There are a lot of people who still say we love it so. They don't even say we like. They say we love it so under this regime. You know what I'm saying, Sibo? So it's no surprise that this game didn't come into Dominica. Everything is failing. The last thing to fall, Sibo, is this Creole Festival. We will not be surprised if there'll be no Creole Festival in 2024. That's the only last thing remaining. It's on the thread. It's about to fall off. So there is no surprise. I don't want you to shout or scream or be surprised about there will be no World Cup. Sibo, when was the last time you saw a cricket game at the Mang in Portsmouth? When was the last time you saw a real cricket game, men in white playing ball, playing cricket that we grew up on? It's nothing like that in Dominica. Everything has fallen apart under one, I don't want to say what. Anyway, good night.
No, but also you know he's right that if you ask these people in the cabinet, most of them would be asking what you're talking about. If you said World Cup, they wouldn't even know.
That's true.
You know, the guy's right. The guy's correct. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't know what's happening. You talk about the World Cup and they wonder what the hell you're talking about. And as I say, the bad thing about this thing, you hear none of the authorities saying up. They are quiet. Like, to hell with you all. We get the PS, send a statement to Cricket West Indies, write a letter, and that's it.
Yeah.
And we're quiet. Nobody says a word. Nobody says a word.
Mr. Lockhart, how many countries would be
20 countries will be taking part in this World
20
Cup.
countries.
20.
Is Australia and England involved in that?
Australia,
Of course.
England,
But don't
India,
they travel in large
Pakistan.
numbers to support their team?
Yes, everybody. 20.
Oh, yes.
And the United States
Oh, yeah.
is a venue as well. Some cities like Dallas,
New York, they
all
play in
over.
New York. You
So
know.
it's a big event. It's a
It's
global
the Caribbean
event.
and America,
Yes,
you know.
a big
It's
event.
a big event.
All
Caribbean
the countries are
and
there.
America. It's not just
All
the Caribbean.
All the test playing countries. Another caller,
We have
good night.
Yes, caller. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good
Good evening.
Because I'm no pui Dominica Bale, but I no bien pui. Thank you.
Well,
that's all the caller to say. The caller say we on the
Sibo.
label. Yes, Lobby.
You know what you have to you have to look around and see what's happening right now to sports in particular. See what is the order of the day in Dominica. I'm telling you.
They should rechristen the Windsor Park after some festival or something. Should miscall it a sports.
Yeah, well,
but
maybe
Ozzy-
right. We probably be right.
A festival, a fet place then.
Ozzy, look,
No longer
look at
on
see what happened in
stadium.
Roseau, for example. The city is paralyzed totally.
Yeah.
There's no one team you have as before.
You mean the Roseau team? Oh, that's gone, man. That's thing of the past, man. Well, yeah. In all
look at
sports, basketball, all of them, you know, they have declined.
But Ozzy,
Sadly.
let us face it, Ozzy, the atmosphere of years ago, you had competitions taking place. Basketball, volleyball, netball, just name it.
Yeah.
Cricket.
Yeah.
What is happening now?
Today, I heard,
Mickey Jones' comments,
Talking
yeah.
about the old days and
All
so.
little Cardinals and Flames,
Yeah.
you know, that's rivalry and
But Ozzy,
competitiveness.
that was the
Today,
Windsor Park.
you know.
These are no, look, what we are forgetting, Ozzy and Sebastian, about the Windsor Park, Sebastian, where I grew up, that made me. When your friends, they came from overseas, the first place they went was to the Windsor Park.
Mhm.
That's where they found people. They found their friends. Now, guys telling you, man, when I reach, I'm home now. I can't find my friends. Where are they?
We have hold on, Lobby. We have
We'll
a
go
caller.
to the bowling alley soon for friends. In the bowling alley in the gardens, okay?
Good night,
That's where
caller.
they have to go. Okay.
Good night. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good
evening.
What is the big surprise about? The same thing that happened to Ross is the same thing that happening now. I bet no fini that.
No, well, again, the caller is right. She's saying that Ross left,
Yeah.
and people in Portsmouth are still saying we like Labour.
Yeah.
They're still saying we like Labour.
But
A lot of them are
they're
suffering.
voting
You
more
know.
resoundingly
Oh,
after
yes.
Ross left.
Ross left, and all of them, some of them buildings cannot be rented.
yeah.
People are suffering, and they say we vote in Labour.
Imagine that.
Good night. We have a next caller. Good night.
Yes, good night, Sibo and the others.
Yeah, good
How
night.
do you expect the government to accept World Cup? Do you ever hear of Chinese playing cricket? Dominica is a Chinese country now. You ever hear China playing cricket? Bye-bye, good night.
Thank you.
But they're going to develop the bowling alley. I'm looking forward to that.
Also,
man.
you wouldn't go there for sure. You need
I
bowling
don't
alley.
think so, Catholic, you know. Yeah.
Mm.
Lobby, do you have any bowling where you live in the States, Lobby?
I
You
just
go to
found out
bowling
yesterday
alley?
about this bowling thing, but and what happened? Yeah, you have indoor or was what outdoor?
I don't know where they're going to have it. So many gardens in the gardens.
But Ozzy, did you hear this thing with Djokovic about this drug testing?
Drug testing?
Yes.
No, I didn't
There's
hear
a
that.
thing that came about. Normally sportsmen are being tested, Ozzy, in and out of season.
Yes.
Okay, and what Djokovic is saying is this. Normally, they will test you after a game, like after a game itself. He told them after the game, which I know is they will test you before, like during training and so on. But when it comes for competition itself, they will test you after. But he said that he told them after the game. So people
Lobby,
are just
I know
wondering-
that. I don't even want to get into all that but what I am saying, rules are rules. If the commission rules that should be tested, one person can decide when he gets tested. That's foolishness, regardless who it is.
To get tested
Sibo,
after the game.
No, but
Sibo.
there are rules, but
Sibo.
I don't know. I never heard about it.
Just now, I want to correct you there. You cannot test a person before a game. After the game, you can weaken the
Robbie,
player.
there are rules. If the rules are that, you have to abide by it. That's the point
No.
I'm making.
The thing is, the rule.
I don't even know why we
but
have to diversion now about that. We're discussing a particular thing, then you come in for diversion.
Huh?
In any case, I never heard anything about that. I
No,
don't
but no, I'm telling you, Ozzy,
Yeah.
it's on.
Okay.
Definitely. And he was in terms of giving an explanation.
Oh, yes.
So WADA is the one that I hope WADA can come out to the in defense of Djokovic, because people now are raising eyebrows now.
So what's his comment, Djokovic, exactly?
He said he told them after the game.
Or he could do it after the game.
Yes.
But with the best thing is to be tested before the game.
Well, exactly. So if everybody had to tell
After the game.
organizers when they was it doesn't make sense. That
Sibo,
doesn't make sense.
they will test you a few days before competition. You'll be
Yes.
tested a number of times
You know,
before
you test
competition.
before a tournament, you test.
Yes. Like, for example, like track and field, Ozzy, after the race, they might just call you, they might do some random tests. This thing, after, an event. First or second round, the final. So it's something that you are expected. Random testing. They can take anybody. So I'm hoping that WADA can come and clear everything, because people are raising eyebrows right now. Whether he's a druggie.
Well, would Novak is a druggie?
Yeah.
Well, we shall see now. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, the West Indies is struggling in the second for the test. They look like they're going to lose. They're chasing over 400, 135.
Well, yeah, in South Africa.
South Africa. They're 135 for 5. Calvin Hodge got 22.
So how many tests they've played already?
They played one. West Indies won the first one by 1 wicket.
They
The
won
last
wicket.
2 guys put on 80-something. Thing made 18 out of Sinclair. So the second one, now they're chasing over 400. 440 to win.
Oh, West Indies wouldn't get that.
Yeah, they're 125 for 5.
How many tests? 3 have they played?
3. They have 1 more next week. 1 more next week. And as we know, West Indies playing on Sunday at 9:30. Yeah.
West Indies playing on Sunday
Yeah, the
against,
first ODI
against
in
England.
Antigua.
But
And
Australia playing
on Sunday as well.
the 5th and final.
And there's one
T20.
tomorrow morning. by the
One
way.
tomorrow at 9:30.
Yeah, tomorrow day, another ODI. In fact, by the way, there's a test going on. You know that Bangladesh and New Zealand.
Yeah, I heard so. Yes.
Bangladesh at 212 for 3 in the second inning. So there's a test going on.
Who's on top at the moment?
Well, New Zealand led by 7 in the first inning.
By 7.
But Bangladesh at 212 for 3 in the second inning.
Yeah. But are you surprised that there's Australia playing India right after the World Cup?
It's an overkill, Ozzy. Too much of that.
4 days after a grueling
Too much of that.
7-week World Cup just ended.
Well, let me tell you.
You're still in the euphoria of winning Australia. in 4 days, 10 years to play India again in a different format.
Yeah.
I can't understand that,
It's
man.
an
Our
over-
shock, overkill is right.
Yeah, it's an overkill.
Oh, yeah.
Ozzy, gentlemen, one thing you'll have to understand, Ozzy, in sports today, unfortunately in the West Indies, we haven't got that. But Australia, India, just name it. They take care of their sportsmen, nutrition-wise. They take care of them, their physical fitness. They prepare them for competition. In the Caribbean, what do we do? What do we do? What are we doing? In the Caribbean, I heard this, Simbo, I heard this talk with Haynes, Dr. Haynes talking, you know, and he was very diplomatic. Everything's about the panel. He said what is needed, at least an injection of $200 million is needed right now in West Indies cricket.
Who
Do you
said
agree with
that?
that,
Who
Simbo?
said that? Who said that? Who said that?
Who said that, Lobby?
Dr. Haynes.
You mean Desmond Haynes?
Yeah, Desmond Haynes, yes.
When you were saying
Yeah,
that?
this program, this calling
So you heard
program.
that?
200 million.
In what capacity Haynes could be saying that? Anyhow.
He said
Desmond
what he
Haynes-
looked at first of all in terms of where do we go from there. He said he'd have loved if it's like Barbados, Trinidad, Jamaica, the team could go to England and play to get accustomed with swing bowling, but he knows it's a cost. There's a huge cost. He said also that in what is needed.
I never heard that.
I never heard that, honestly.
Yes,
But
Simbo,
again-
I'm just telling you, that's on social media. Right after the World Cup.
Right
Alright.
after which World Cup? The ODI World Cup?
Yes, he was talking about because the issue came up with Darren Bravo omission. All right, that was a big issue. Because I was surprised. I never heard anybody from Dominica. You heard journalists from Trinidad, Barbados, all the other, calling. So I never heard that. But he was very diplomatic.
Well,
He said about he said one thing he said about he would like youngsters, the upcoming young players, give them more exposure.
But again, he's talking foolishness. He played
You
till
know-
he was 40. So how you want to tell people who never speak? And what Haynes and a lot of people don't understand, it is not like before you qualify automatically. You have to qualify now for the World Cup.
yeah,
So
yes.
you have to win matches.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of not bringing young fellas.
Yeah, bloody new fellas.
No, you have to win matches
yeah,
now
yes.
to qualify for a World Cup.
It's tougher now.
Yes, you
Much
don't have to
tougher.
get there like that. But we have a caller.
West Indies mightn't play another World Cup or 10 more World Cups.
Well, I hope not.
Maybe 10 more they won't be playing.
We have another caller. Good night.
Yes,
Yes, good
sir.
evening, Sebastian and Mr. Luis.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yes, sir.
I'm there listening, you know.
I've
and,
heard you for a while.
Well, I've been, it's the economy, you know, I'm on the economic
The
pressure.
economy,
You've been fixed so rough that you have you
the cost,
sidelined.
cost of speaking.
Yeah, no, to get the top up on my phone, I haven't got money.
Oh, okay.
The economy, my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Things are bad.
But I would like to ask Mr. Loblack, which is more relevant at this time? The fact that we lost the World Cup in Dominica or England and Djokovic and those kind of Mr.
No,
Loblack,
everything is let me tell you, young man. Everything is important.
We lost the World Cup. You don't know how big that was for Dominica.
But it's
Loblack.
not- but
Where you are
is
there,
it-
you can go and see the cricket, you know, in America. We
But
cannot
sports
see
is
Dominica.
sports.
So when
Hey,
people
hello.
talk,
I am concerned about sports in Dominica.
Stay out, man.
I don't agree with you at all, you know, because I have my athletes stuff. It's not just only cricket, you know. The athletes are also suffering in Dominica. We are at a track stadium in Dominica. It's not only cricket. I have
No,
to
but
involved.
the
I
point
have
he's
concern
making,
about
Obi,
sports in
this is the
Dominica.
big event now. What he's saying is that this is a big thing. To lose
It is,
matches in a World Cup, that should be. In fact, people all tomorrow, and I'll tell you what, Dorothy,
There's big talk shows.
for about a week on Q95, we were hearing everything about gay and lesbian.
Oh, yes, gay, yes.
That was it was
LGBTQ.
becoming monotonous on the radio.
Yes, yes.
And I myself got fed up of that. I was stopped listening.
Yeah.
So to me, all tomorrow, I cannot tell Q95 how they must run their thing, But all tomorrow, that should be a topic. They should be bombarding the airwaves with that.
Yeah.
And all radio stations. Let people know. Because, you know,
no World Cup in Dominica.
No World Cup. This is a World Cup, a global event.
Yeah.
And we have lost it because of a few people doing their foolishness. So we have to talk about that
LGBTQ
all the time.
question
They're talking
went
about
on and on and on.
business and Sam York and nonsense for a whole week. Yeah, we have another caller. Good night.
Yeah, me again. That's a tragedy in Dominican. That's like Hurricane Maria or David, Hurricane Maria and Hurricane David put together. And look back when we talk about Djokovic and call Horseman, you know. Look a bit, look back there, yeah? Right.
I don't agree with you,
As I said, this thing is that, I mean, also today is like, from the time I heard the thing since Monday, I got noticed. I couldn't believe that we're going to lose this thing. I mean, if you're a real Dominican and you're proud to be a Dominican, you will feel a way that these people have caused us to lose the world. We have another caller. Good night.
Yes, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Thank you for that information. But yeah, Dominicans should go out and demonstrate because the same issue happens with the tourism.
Speak a little louder.
We can't understand what you're saying.
Speak a little louder, please.
A bit muffled.
Caller.
Hello?
Speak a little louder, please.
I said, thank you for the information. Same thing happening in the tourist department. It's taking place in the tourist department. Tourism just start and things is not right. The boat that's supposed to be here is not there. And now we have cricket. Dominicans love cricket so much, and now we cannot see a World Cup.
Yeah.
And we're just on the back foot. We need to do something about them things. That doesn't make any sense. Too much talk. It's time for action.
Well, you're right. We're ready on the back foot through.
You're right. Yeah.
You're right. We're on the back foot through.
Too much talk.
Too much
time
talk.
for action.
Yeah. Another caller. Good night.
Hello. Good night.
Good night.
Good evening. Mr. Eustace Minal.
Yes. How things?
Not too bad.
I realize you guys have been touching on the very pressing issues facing your people in your country, which you rightfully have the right as citizens, and you care about your country, your people, and your nation. You have a right to discuss. You have a right to speak out. You know, whatever is not going in the best interest of Dominica, you do have a right. But I want to say, I would just make this comment that the power of the people is greater
than the people in power.
Yeah. You know? So it's just for the people of Dominica to stand up for what is best for them and not for what is best for Skerrit and his group.
Is St. Kitts going to get any World Cup matches?
No, I don't think St. Kitts is on St. Kitts.
Warner Park?
No, I don't think so.
You think?
No, last week, well, I think I can hear you a little better now. But last week I was training my ears.
Yeah, it seems
I just answered the questions to the best of my knowledge because I couldn't really hear you very well last week. But the line is a little better this week. So
I was asking whether St. Kitts will be graced in any of the World Cup matches next year.
I think we should be getting some warm-up games.
Right.
Some warm-up games.
Not the real World Cup. Warm-up
all
games.
All right.
Yes.
Right. And if you're gonna have the teams around, that would definitely create some economic activity.
Obviously.
But Dominica, that definitely. I mean, when you look at the economy and what is taking place in Dominica definitely need some serious injection in the economy. So it would really be nice for Dominica to have the World Cup games. You're talking about thousands of dollars, millions of dollars pumped into an economy in a very short time. That is tremendous benefit for the people and the government of your country.
Not only that, the exposure the country will be getting out there, live on television, the whole world will be watching Dominica.
Yeah, you know. So it's not just one thing. As you rightfully say, you would not be able to pay for that in terms of the kind of exposure that Dominica would get. I would have gotten if they had, you know, gotten the games. But unfortunately, when you have a government who is clueless, useless, careless, and you know, just don't really know have what it takes in terms of anything to do with good governance. You're talking about a prime minister in office over 20 years, and look at what is the minimum wage of Dominica. Probably just about almost the lowest in the Caribbean.
Just about.
No, but you know, seriously, have you made that point, Ozzy, Lobby, and nowhere in the world, and whether you support labor or workers, no guy should be left to run a country for so long.
But no,
because you get complacent, your ideas going away.
Yeah.
No gun guy. That shouldn't happen. That's what the hell.
Nobody at all.
No, I don't care who it is. It shouldn't be anything. James, Sarah, Eugenia Charles, nobody. Nobody should be there so long and like entrenched or entrenched and can do no wrong, do what they want.
Yeah.
Send out a PS to send a letter to Cricket West Indies and nobody says that damn word.
Yeah.
No, that's not healthy for the country. I don't care who it is. No one person should be allowed to govern a place for so long. It should not just not
like
happen.
a monarchy, like a king that lasts till death.
Death, yeah. It's a full stop.
A monarchy.
That shouldn't happen, man.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Especially
King
if
George
you have
III.
people, and this is why I definitely do not like. It is just happening everywhere. You could say in almost every country, where as long as you are appointed or elected, you automatically become honorable. But there are people who get a position to be called honorable, but they are dishonorable and horrible.
Honorable and horrible. I like that one. I like it.
You said the honorable, dishonorable,
and horrible. Yes.
There are many people who definitely do not have what it takes to be qualified. They don't have any integrity. And you know, the ministers, they take up the Bible to swear, to do all right and everything, and go totally against what they swear to uphold.
In fact, you hear them saying, "Oh Lord, thy God, in you do I put my trust."
Yeah.
But we'll get to that another time because there's a lot of things that I really wanted to say in reference to government Dominica. It is really ridiculous and it's not acceptable when it comes to anything to do with good governance, integrity. I mean, there's a lot of problems that I can speak about, but I will go on to what I call for, which is the game that I love so much. And you all would have rightfully discussed in terms of what is taking place around the world. I mean, just after a World Cup, unfortunately, I don't know, really, to be honest, who would have put that roster in place less than a week after such a long World Cup.
Yeah, I couldn't stand that
schedule.
Yeah.
And you have, I mean, I don't know why they would have done that so close.
I couldn't believe Australia and India playing another series of matches, right? 5 T20 matches right after a World Cup. People are still in the euphoria of winning 2-3 days after a 7-week-long World Cup, 7 weeks of grueling cricket. You play another tournament against the arch enemy India, right in India again. I couldn't understand that. Not even a fortnight separating them.
It's an overkill. I mean, you as they become monotonous.
I couldn't believe it.
And you know, you're going to have an amount of that in the next few months.
Yes.
Okay, but we have a test series. South Africa and India starting end of December. Two matches.
So we're in India.
Playing on the Boxing Day.
Where are they playing?
In South Africa.
In South Africa.
In fact, India named their team today.
Yeah.
Kohli and them are not playing the ODIs and the T20 and Rohit. They're resting them.
So India and South Africa playing some test cricket.
Yes, and then Australia starts on the 14th of December. the first test against Pakistan.
Australia, Pakistan.
Yeah, there are 3 test matches.
Three test
in
matches.
Australia, and then West Indies play 2 in January.
Ooh, boy.
And then the end of January to March.
All formats, man.
Yes, and the end of January to March, England goes to India for 5 test matches. 5 test matches in India.
And England will be playing on Sunday, actually playing
Sunday, next week, Wednesday,
an
next week.
ODI match
In Antigua.
Against the West Indies.
Yes.
England are so defeated in the World Cup.
Well, I
they
guess
can't recover yet.
Maybe they bring in the army and the Antigua will make some money before Christmas. The tourists, the hotel. In fact, if you notice where they're playing, they're playing Antigua, they're going to Barbados, they're
Antigua,
going to Grenada,
Barbados,
and they have
Grenada.
one match in Trinidad.
Yes.
So the tourist areas, people going to be, because it is freezing in England now.
Yeah.
So the people are glad to get away.
I couldn't believe Australia and India playing a big tournament again.
And
4 days after 7 weeks of World Cup cricket, growing in the World Cup, 50 over the side. Just 4 days after that, you play another tournament in India, and to me the crowd is more bellicose now. There's more the crowd in India.
Yeah.
To me, they're more vocal now.
Huge. Also, the ground are packed.
But it's bigger.
Bigger
T20, bigger crowds.
The people are fanatic, man. I mean, big crowd watching us.
And they're noisier now.
By the way, good night, Bongso. Derek Abraham is listening to us in Canada, Ozzy.
But
Bongso, good night. Yeah.
They have the population.
Lobby, we have a break now.
Okay,
we have a small
Millard,
break.
we're taking a break. We'll get back to you in a minute, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season and insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George 5th Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fenced pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects.
Yes, welcome back to Sports Wrap. The time is 7:54. And just in case you missed it, just to repeat, Australia and India are locked in a 5-match T20 tournament. In India, of course, Australia won the third one of the last ball. Glenn Maxwell hit the winning hit. I call Mr. Glenn Maxwell now Mr. Supernatural. He is doing things that only A.B. de Villiers, remember this guy, A.B. de Villiers, Mr. 360? That's how Glenn Maxwell is, but it's not in that class to me. But in terms of production, inventiveness, and his innovativeness and creativity, and winning matches when all seems lost, snatching victory from the claws of defeat. So Maxwell really, Sibo, to me, I can't know how he does it, the way Maxwell does it.
He played well the day before.
Oh, yes.
By the way, Reverend Cobbett, he says, listen, he said good night.
Reverend Cobbett.
Yeah, Reverend Julius Cobbett.
Oh, that's good. That's a great
Good night,
guy.
my brother.
That's a great guy.
Yeah, Reverend Cobbett. I guess for the Christmas season, he'll be preaching over the place.
I want some Christmas sermons, Mr. Cobbett.
Yeah, he'll be preaching over the place during the Christmas time.
Yeah. So Sunday, just to repeat, England plays the West Indies.
9:30 Sunday morning in Antigua.
And
Vivian Richard Stadium.
Australia won of the last ball. The guy that had 23 runs the last over. I'm the bowler. You can't get me. I can't go for 23 runs.
Well, you would say that. Well, if you bowl in bad, well, you see the problem India had to. They were penalized, so they had to have an extra man inside the circle.
Oh yes,
yeah,
yes.
they had to have an extra
I find the Australian bowling was very poor.
Very poor.
This fella, even the
But you know, Gaikwad is a real class batsman. Eh?
Yeah,
class guy.
Yeah.
Not a
You
guy.
know another fellow who's better than Samba. What's the name of our spinner?
Which one?
Of Australia.
You mean the Ben Zampa?
Zampa. You know Benoit, his name of India, or Benoit, whoever it is.
Bishnoi.
Ravi
Bishnoi.
This is much better.
But he was mostly googlies, eh?
Yeah, but
Ravi Bishnoi.
What me say is destructive man.
Yeah, Ravi Bishnoi.
He gets wickets and he mainly googlies.
Yeah, he's good.
I put him above
Zampa.
Yeah. I put him above Zampa.
Bishnoi is good. He's good.
And they play a fellow called Sangha.
Australia, young boy, 21 years of
He gives you
age.
2 bad balls every over. Mr. goes for a lot of runs.
21 years of age.
Yes. And a fellow called Mr. Maynard, yes. Mr. Well, what do you think? Have you been following the T20 series, Australia and India?
Oh, he left us?
Hello?
He's gone or what?
Simon is gone and we lost him, whatever it is.
Well, I see another caller there. Maybe that's him coming back.
Is that him?
That's not him?
Anyhow, maybe, I don't know.
Good night.
Yes, caller?
Hey, Sibo.
Yes?
Sibo, what's up, man? Good night.
Okay.
Hey.
I've been listening to you guys tonight, and I've been listening to the program tonight, and one of the points which I think that has to be made is that, yes, we lost the World Cup, but it has such a major loss of economic loss for the country. And think of it this way, Sibo. I mean, you've been involved in cricket all your life, all over. And when you have an event of that nature taking place in Dominica or anywhere in the Caribbean, the kind of positive impact that it have on the hotels. So your hotels are sold out, rooms are booked, taxi people make money, the rentals make money, the little guy on the street who fries a little thing makes money. Everyone makes money. The economy boosts. And that is that is also a major aspect to it. Could you ever see something like that happening in Antigua, in Barbados, or Jamaica, or Trinidad?
I know, man.
I mean, it's like up here in the States, we have what is called the Super Bowl. And every state bids for that or put in a request and they're awarded. Can you imagine Atlanta getting the Super Bowl and the last minute Atlanta saying we can't host the Super Bowl? What kind of negative impact that is?
Yeah, I know, but this
So
is crazy.
I don't understand how the what you call it, the hotel association is not enraged. The DIC is not enraged. I mean, I don't understand. 4 days you've lost an opportunity for some economic activity in a country, and people just seem to like it's okay, it's business as usual.
Well,
I mean, it really blows
Alvin,
my
the
mind.
only just came out, so let's give them a few days to see if we'll hear anything from them. We'll give them a few days to see if we'll
let's see what happens tomorrow.
Well, I really hope, I would sincerely hope that thing can be turned around, and that
Well, it can't turn
Dominica
around
can
now. It can't happen again. It's
irreversible.
Irreversible. The people had to come, Alvin. The ICC had not come in. In fact, the fixtures
changed already.
It puts a problem with the pictures,
Yeah.
and the pictures should be out already. So that's irreversible.
Well-
Dominica can't host it anymore.
Well, that is a serious blow to the economy, and I think all of these other sectors who are disadvantaged should speak up and say something. It's time for Dominicans to speak up.
Let's hope we hear them. Let's hope we hear them.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank
man,
you,
I'm
man. Thank
listening.
you.
You guys take care.
Okay, Alvin, man, good. Nice. Yes, caller.
Mr. Menard seems to be
Yeah,
back.
he may be back, Mr. Menard. Let's see.
Hello?
Right, Mr. Menard, right. We're back. Yeah. I was asking you just before.
But I was holding on and I could hear you guys.
But we
Yeah, but I went back to you by asking a question whether you've been following the Australia-India T20 series.
Yes, definitely. I looked at the three games.
Okay, yes.
And it was another tremendous exhibition of batsmanship
by Maxwell.
From, Maxwell.
Yes.
When you think Australia, which was seriously behind the 8 ball, but that is what it takes, from a great player, and especially a player who is in very good form, and he has the confidence and he believes in himself. And when it comes to this version, where sometimes if you get a good pitch to play on and you get the ball in the right area, you can just capitalize and take advantage because you are in form, you have the confidence, the pitch is playing through, and you can just enjoy yourself in terms of play, good cricket shots.
But some of his shots to me are impossible shots, He reminds me of a guy they call A.B. de Villiers at his best. Do you remember de Villiers? South African batsman?
Yeah, he was an excellent player. I think he was a little more technical.
Well, yeah, he's a better class batsman, de Villiers. But the same approach like de Villiers, what they call 360 degrees, played all around the field. Balls from outside the off stump, going to fine leg. The sort of shots and so on. How de Villiers began these things, A.B. de Villiers, this guy, Maxwell is not in that class, but his approach.
But I'll tell you, I look at the money cricket again, the 10-10 where they have up there. And there was a gentleman, Cox, I think he's from England, scoring some 90 from 36 deliveries. His team scored 144 after 10 overs. And he played some of the Maxwell shots.
Maxwellian shots.
When they asked him in terms of the in terms of how he feel about the innings and whatever, he spoke about Maxwell, and he said he looked at how Maxwell played, capitalized on these particular shots, and he decided to practice them, and he got them perfect today. And it was an excellent knock. It was an excellent knock from him. Brilliant. 36, 90 not out from 36 deliveries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the money the money, the thing about it is that this money cricket is going to continue to affect the West Indies. I thought about it today, and I said, imagine that you're very young, talented at the age of 24, the left-handed promising Dominican Atenes. If he gets a call to say maybe in the IPL, and it happened to be a big deal, say like what Narayan got, 750,000 US. Then he go and play, that is gone in the bag. He automatically will be a millionaire.
Yes.
What would be his thinking going forward in terms of would he have the love to still continue to want to play the 5 big test matches, or would he want to just, well, if I get the opportunity to apply my trade, my craft, and own some wealth, what should I do?
Yeah.
And that is some serious question.
That's the dangling carrot there, but that money in the, how do you call it, the money cricket, you know?
The money cricket, yeah.
Yes, yes. So I believe
and
as a young man, he would take the million or the $750,000 in the contract.
Yeah, they don't even have to have anything in their brain. All what they need to have, an opportunity to develop their craft, perform, whether in CPL and whatever, and then they get a call down there in IPL, because that is the West Indies players them right now dream. Many of the guys get called to play in the IPL, even they are not even established as a West Indian cricketer.
That's correct. Puram never played any first-class cricket, and he found himself, in the IPL making millions now. He has never played first-class cricket as such, Anyhow, we have come to the end. Any final comment? Tomorrow morning at 9:30 is the 4th match, Australia and India, or the T20 match at 9:30.
Well, I definitely will look at the cricket tomorrow, and I think the last game is on Sunday.
On Sunday, and England will be playing in the Caribbean and Antigua on Sunday, an ODI.
Well, I'm to be honest, not seriously and honestly interested in supporting any injustice. But we will perhaps discuss that another time, because there's a lot that I really wanted to say in reference to what is going on in terms of selection policies and things like that.
And what has
but
been
in terms of the game tomorrow, I will look at the entertainment, I will look at the display, I will look at the exhibition, and hope that we will witness some very outstanding cricket.